Speaking of quarterbacks, that's the other one we got here. Allan Trachtman of YardBarker has us also going for a quarterback as well. And they got us going for Quinn Ewers of the Texas Longhorns here. So they have us selecting 5th overall. So at least the last mock draft had a 7th overall. I guess they liked us better. 5th overall. We had a top 5 pick again. This was the write-up he said. He said, the Giants bypassed the opportunity to replace Daniel Jones in the draft this year, but another poor season from the former first-round pick could leave them no choice. Ewers took a huge step forward last season as he continued to hold off Arch Manning in the Texas offense, completing 69% of his passes for nearly 3,500 yards in 12 games. So, in this scenario, they let us have us picking Quinn Ewers over Carson Beck of Georgia, who's considered by a lot of people could be the quarterback of this draft coming up next year. Again, time will tell. This could all change within a couple months, obviously. But Quinn Ewers is an interesting guy. Again, like they said, he's been holding off Arch Manning so far, so that gets him a little hype right there. But this is the year that if he succeeds, this kid's going to get some attention because look at the list of who he lost this past year in the draft. And again, every team loses players in the draft. I'm not suggesting otherwise. But he lost Mitchell and Worthy, his 2 top receivers. He lost Jordan Whittington as well, who was his 3rd best receiver. He lost Jatavian Sanders, his tight end, and Jonathan Brooks, his running back. So, yeah, he lost basically every weapon he used last year. You expect to hold on to 1 or 2. Like, you think somebody's going to hold on. And these guys all went early on in the draft. Mitchell and Worthy were first-round, talents there. Whittington, not as much. Sanders, one of the top tight ends in the draft. Brooks, we talked about, in our opinion, was the best running back in this draft. It wasn't for the injury. He probably been the first one taken. So you got a lot of talented guys leaving. So if Ewers still looks really good, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's him. We're going to find out there. But
maybe he's
he's an interesting one. I really think Ewers and Beck are the 2 that I'm going to be keeping an eye on early on this season, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, let's be honest, Jaden Daniels wasn't on our radar this time of last year.
Touche.
We barely knew who he was. Things do happen, things do change, and again, Daniel Jones could look better this year, and the Giants say, okay, let's hold on to him again. Let's see what happens. You never know. That's the beauty of the football seasons here. You never know what's going to happen there. So,
thanks for listening to 2 Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.